Bears go to 4-2 before they hit the bye week after destroying the Jacksonville Jaguars 35-16 in London. We had a good old London tea party in the end zone 5 times. Is this the happiest you felt about being a Bears fan in forever?
Definitely since that 2018 season. Definitely.
Oh, the Mitch vibes.
The Mitch vibes, the Nike, the Club Dub, the Tariq Cohen, the Khalil Mack, being superhuman. Yeah, those days. Eddie Jackson returning interceptions and fumbles for 6. Those days, yes. Long live Mitch. I know Mitch is somewhere looking down on us and very proud of the Bears. From wherever he's at, he's looking down and he's very proud.
You sure he's not looking up?
Mitch could also be looking up at us and very proud from quarterback hell. Ever Mitch Soul rest at right now. Wait, getting word Mitch Soul actually rests as a backup, way buried deep in the depth chart in Buffalo. Is that correct?
That is the last place I saw him.
Okay.
You should be playing tonight. If you buy into the theory that Josh Allen took a massive brain injury the last week, that he should be playing tonight. But word is that Josh Allen is good to go. No concussion for him.
Sure. Anything to keep my boy Mitch off the field. That's what it is.
The things you got to do to make sure Mitch doesn't ruin your season, right?
Sacrifice somebody's life. The Bills are willing to let a second player die.
Tiff, you supposed to jump in and stop us, but we go
no.
Go too far.
God hears me not participating in this. God hears me not participating in this whatsoever. I have no comment on any of this. Zero.
But you do agree that the Bears are no longer in quarterback hell, right?
I do agree that we've passed purgatory and now we're coming to the other side. I feel like the Bears did what they were supposed to do. I was super excited throughout the game. I was super happy with the dub, but I felt like they did what they were supposed to do. And I'm ready for us to be in the mode when we win a game that we're supposed to win, that we're happy, but we're not super geek because it's unexpected. It's because, we checked the box that we were supposed to check. And that's how I feel. I think top to bottom, it was a great team effort. I was proud of really everybody. So, I was very happy with the dub. But like I said, I'm looking forward to that progress to the point where we expect those wins and we're no longer super elated about them because that's the standard that we have, is getting those dubs consistently.
One thing at a time. I agree. I want to get to a point where I can poke my chest out and look down my nose at certain franchises, like how Steeler fans look down their nose at me when they see me show up on their shows. Right? They're like, "You're a Bears fan. You don't know what you're talking about." I want to get to that point. I want to look down my nose at certain teams, and as of now, I think some of the players we got going on right now, in certain prominent positions that we ain't never had before, I think we're on that path. I think we're on that path of me stunting on some people.
I know that Steelers wide receiver core and offensive skill position players. Ugh.
I'm gonna say, you can still. That's one thing I say, good or bad. I'm still gonna talk my talk. Hey, you can say something back, and that's fine. But I'm still have something to say. Only people I really don't necessarily have anything to say to is Chiefs fans. What can you say to them in this time? But anybody else, you're not winning either. Okay, well, we went to the playoffs every year. Congrats. We never had a losing record. Congrats. It still ended up the same place. So, I've still talked my talk. Of course, you can talk it a little bit louder when your team is consistently doing something. But, it's not too many fans that I haven't had something to say over these past however many years.
Right.
Speaking of talk, I haven't heard a Patriots fan in at least 2 years.
Well, they don't exist anymore.
They don't.
They're Chiefs.
They're in the booth
now.
with Tom now. They're in the booth with Tom Brady now. Maybe they'll go to the Raiders when he gets their part ownership or whatever he's doing. But no, they don't exist anymore.
They're in the booth with them too. No Diddy. It's a little cramped in that booth. If you follow them all the way up there, you're a little bit bigger than a super fan. Shout out to McMill. But anyway, McMill was a Patriot fan. That's where I got that from. So
he was an Eagle fan too.
Well, you know how things go when you.
I don't know if he was a Pats fan or if he just kicked it with Robert Kraft in them. I don't know. That he was...
If you in the box all the time, you're a fan. And you're not a part of ownership. You're a fan.
He can cheer for two teams. He can go both ways. That's
all right.
Before.
Mm-hmm.
God, I will also sit this one out. Thank you. Take note of my absence in this conversation.
We're not going to get into creationism versus evolution and Bible thumping and how we think people should be and man and woman. Look, if somebody wants to go both ways these days, we're not here to judge.
On to those Bears, though, and those good vibes. We are, as I said, the Bears are 4-2 with the bye coming up, and we'll talk about why that bye is so important. But we want to kick the episode off, as always, good vibes. Tiff, I'm going to let you roll with it. What was the good from this 35-16 win from the Chicago Bears?
Like I said earlier, it was a lot of good, but I'm going to stick to some key players from the defense so I can leave something for you guys to say was good. Overall, again, the defense showed up and showed out. Was a little nervous how, injured. We were missing a few key players, how we would do. But our red zone defense, I believe they said, is 5th in the league. So we were letting them drive, but we were holding them to 3 points or no points. We haven't allowed 21 points in 11 straight games. Like, the defense is consistently good, but I still don't think they get the shine and the love that they should get. On the first opening drive, they let the Jags march down the field. And I'm like, all right, man, come on. What are we doing? But they did hold them to that field goal. Elijah Hicks, I think he did a good job filling in for Brisker. He knocked down that would-be touchdown. I think in the first quarter, I can't remember if it was in the first or the second. He recovered the fumble. He almost had an interception. Tremaine Edwards forced the fumble and recovered it. But unfortunately, they took that one away from him. They ruled that, that third move, that third step wasn't taken. So that kind of took him away from him. But he was still on the ball. Blackwell had an interception in the fourth quarter. So just overall, the defense, again, showed up and showed out. Even though we had some next man up situations, the next man took advantage of, his shot. And so I'm really proud of the defense overall.
I am super proud of the defense. And to the point that I don't think about them as much as like concerns when I'm coming into a game, at least not so far. Right. I think you feel the same way, but I don't know if that's your good from this win. What did you have?
Yeah, the defense is, to echo what Tiff said, it's almost, I don't know if we maybe underappreciate them because it seems like every week we know they're going to hold an opponent under 20 points and they're going to give us a chance to win. My good again was Caleb Williams. Just continue to make progress, man. Just making some big boy throws, standing in the pocket, just becoming better and better each week. I'm really happy to see the progress. Happy to see a rookie quarterback progress in his rookie year for the Bears. I personally have never witnessed that. Not a rookie quarterback come in and play well because we either didn't pick the right rookie quarterback, didn't have the right infrastructure, but it feels really good that it seems like we really got it right. So shout out to Caleb. Just good game, 4 touchdowns.
Should have been 5. It really should have been 5. It was an inch away from being 5 touchdowns.
You got to get better on those deep balls.
Should have been 6.
Yeah, true.
We'll talk about that.
Shout out to Caleb. He did exactly what you're supposed to do against a bad defense. Took advantage of him. I know a couple Debbie Downers want to say, well, the Jaguars aren't good. The Panthers are good. Well, the thing is, there's been a time where we weren't good. We went into these games and either made it a much closer game than it should have been or lost it. So I really like that we're beating the bad teams, but making it where it's not close. I like the point differential in these games, though. We're shutting the door on them early, not even playing with them. By the second half, we getting the guys off the bench and saying, look, you going in. I love to see starters getting pulled.
Second week in a row, the starters on the opposite team got pulled. We love to see it.
Yeah,
you definitely love to see Tyson Badger get in the game, don't you?
I love as the.
You know what? Tyson has grown on me. Like, I don't know. He's been in the shot long enough. He's definitely let that West Virginia go. Like, he definitely has his full Southside vibes going now. So every time they ask him any kind of little interview, when they ask him the little interview questions, his answer is always very black. It is. Whatever it is, it always has a little twinge.
Tyson is ours, and I am the leader of the Tyson Badger fan. There is a Tyson Badger fan club out there.
There's a big one. Yeah, there is a fan club. They've piped out a little bit, but you still see every now and again, someone Tyson will be in the game. Yeah, when we're killing him, yes, he will be in the game for victory formation. Yes, he will be in the game. But yeah.
There was a contingent of fans that thought Tyson Badgett should start the season as starter. Those fans have crazy opinions that we're not going to discuss on this because their motivation for starting Tyson, I don't think, was pure.
May or may not believe in weather machine.
It was not pure. See, I have a pure Bears heart. I don't see any color. I just see bears. I don't care if you're a polar bear, brown bear, black bear, sun bear, Asian bear, panda? Bear, koala bear. Koalas aren't even bears, but I don't even care. What bear you are, as long as you're a bear. See, I don't care if you're a polar bear or a grizzly bear. Bears are bears, and we support bears here. We don't care about their fur color. Not around these parts. We love bears.
Interesting.
The Bears.
That's right. Tiff hates that little. That's okay.
Yes, I do. Very much so. That and
she
you know what? And Caleb, I'm good with you. Keep progressing, but he has his little ways. Even the way he was just screaming after the game. I don't know. He definitely has his little geeky or dirty or whatever. He off vibe ways that are different.
He's a little awkward, but you know what? Greatness,
he's more than a little awkward, but that's okay.
Greatness and geniuses are always a little bit eccentric.
Nah, okay.
Shout out to Kanye West.
I mean, keep doing your thing as long as it's working. But yeah, he definitely, the way he screamed, man, I just had to laugh to myself. Like, all right.
I love the photo of Little Dirk and Caleb Williams and that whole interaction. Speaking of, couldn't have two guys from two vastly different backgrounds.
And whoever, I guess there was some British rapper that was there who's really popular. I don't know. You know, we don't know. We don't know anything. And that was funny to me about the game too, because of course we're in England. So everybody's doing their little fake, English accents, or what I'm saying, we don't know anything about other countries. So seeing them, come in, I like their little fits. I like their little homage to, Peaky Blinders or whatever they were doing. But it was funny to hear us pretend like we know anything about any other country.
Hey, I love that UK drill.
No, thank you.
Real.
It's that they're proper. No, I can't take that serious. I can't.
So hearing them walking down their ops. That's ops. Their ops with a kitchen knife. That's brutal. I mean, I couldn't imagine gang banging in the UK and somebody chasing me down like Chucky, like gang with scissors and a knife. So. It gets treacherous out there. I feel like I know UK now after I've listened to their music.
I mean, maybe it's just, something about that accent is not going to put no fear in your heart. But not saying they not real. Not saying they,
It's some hoods over there in London and in Paris.
I'm sure they get to it. I'm just saying it's something about the accent that's not gonna put that same fear in your heart. That's all I'm saying.
If you think Supercell, it's real out there. I don't know if y'all seen the Netflix show Supercell. Anybody a fan of Supercell here?
No.
I can't afford Netflix. It's too expensive.
That's why you steal somebody else's account. You can't afford half the subscriptions. I steal them.
I'm not going to let you incriminate yourself, so we're going to keep it pushing.
Right, because he little do he know, as soon as he try to log back in, he's gonna get that black screen saying you are not a part of this household. Good job, Q. You just ruined it for yourself.
I want to pick up on something you said, Q, because you said people are bemoaning or poo-pooing the Bears' recent success. You're only beating one win teams. So fuck what? Right? They're on the schedule. If we lost to, what would you say? You would talk shit, right? Well, we did what we were supposed to do. We put our foot up their ass and broke it off. We did exactly what we were supposed to do to a bad team. 1 win Jaguars, got the belt. 1 win Carolina Panthers, got the belt twice. Who else?
And I think both of those teams were coming off their first win, so they were coming off a little bit of a high.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacksonville does well in England or London. They need to stay over there. I know they are. I was like, how they got to stay and have another game in London? That's bogus.
Imagine having a.
They know Jags don't have no fans at home, so they like, bro, just stay overseas, man. It don't matter.
I was thinking to myself while watching the game, like, damn, bro, gonna get fired like as soon as this game over. And then I was like, oh, right, they got another game over here. Right.
They're probably not gonna fire him to get the U.S. soil. Isn't that what Aaron Rodgers did to Robert Saleh?
Yeah, I was about to say they can't silence him just yet.
Didn't he Saleh? Yeah.
And he said he had nothing to do with that, even though the owner called him the night before and talked to him. The owner said that's not what they discussed. So
what did they talk about? What did they talk about?
Probably the weather machines. I don't know. Who knows?
Birds not being real.
Weather machines. That's funny.
Weather machines.
Ain't no telling with Aaron Rodgers.
Listen.
It was something that only him and his, high intellect would know. So who knows?
This is funny. This is funny. Aaron Rodgers and Elon Musk, they're conspiracy theorists, right?
Oh yeah.
Aaron Rodgers has said, he's questioned the moon landing. He's done some flat earther stuff, right? But Elon Musk, his company just sent the rocket, just did something with SpaceX. How do those two coexist? You got your boy over here.
They just believe in different conspiracies, but as long as they got a few that they bond on, they probably bond on like the COVID vaccine. And I love Aaron though, because he sticks to the script of do your research. do your research on YouTube videos, and that's always, if you do your research, I've done my research. Okay,
YouTube University never fails.
YouTube University, because that's definitely where all the accurate information.
And the research leads to YouTube from a content creator who has the education of an 11th grader. I love it. I know to stop conversing with you when you tell me do my research. When you mention weather machines, when you mention birds are not real, and you mention the ice wall.
Or if you say anything, no matter what it is a distraction. Or what are they distracting us from? Like, bro, do you know how many thoughts we have in one day, in 1 hour?
Brain, yet you're distracted by one event and you can't think about anything else. That is. I know to stop talking to those people. You'll get nowhere with them.
No, you won't.
YouTube University is not the greatest place in the world, but you can come to YouTube and get all your real answers and opinions right here at the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. You can find us at the same location on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and anywhere else. Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Check us out. Subscribe, download, share with a friend, unsubscribe, resubscribe, download, undownload, and re-download. All of those works. Q, the other thing you said, Bears fans. Bears fans that were maybe hankering, that's a funny word, desiring a different quarterback to lead this team, right? And I'm gonna save this. Not gonna go super far in. I'm gonna save it for my ugly. Um, I know you guys. I heard you all when you all was saying so and so is a bust. I remember you all was saying Tyson Batcher should start. I remember you all saying Jaden Daniels is better than him. Don't keep it a buck. Keep it a buck. Don't don't do that Homer stuff now. Don't come out the bush now. Stay strong. Stay true to yourself.
Tell us about trading down for Bo Nix because he's the most pro ready and getting the haul. Tell us all about that haul you wanted.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna read off a couple of stats for you all, and I want you to tell me which one is the most impressive. Right. So this is the first time since 1956 that the Bears have scored 5 offensive touchdowns in consecutive weeks. Caleb Williams is the first Bears rookie quarterback with 3+ touchdown passes since Cade McNown. Q, you said you haven't seen a Bears rookie quarterback impress you like this. So here's another one. Since realignment in 2002, the NFC North of this season is the first division where all 4 teams have 4 wins through 6 weeks of play. Same thing. The 4 NFC North teams are the top 4 teams in the league as it relates to point differential. And I got 2 more stats. This is the first time since weeks 14 and 15 of the 2013 season that the Bears have scored 35 points in consecutive weeks. Shout out to the Trestman era Bears. Last stat. This is the 9th win. This is the 9th consecutive win for the Bears when they were the home team. Q, out of all those stats, which one is the most impressive?
They're all impressive, but I love the home team one, the last one. I love when we're in Chicago creating home field advantage. I love those Seahawks teams, the Legion of Boom, how when they were at home, they were almost guaranteed to win. I think the best teams always win they always win at home. You're going to win 6 or 7 games at home. So I love that one. I love teams come to Soldier Field knowing they're going to leave with an L. Protect home field.
You pull up on Roosevelt and Lakeshore, you catch that L. You got to catch the L to get there anyway. But, catch the L going there, catch the L when you get there, and catch the L going back.
I'm going to go all the ones that mention points. And I think there were 3 or 4 of them because, a win is a win and all that good shit. But when we continue to win 6-7, 3-0, I'm glad we out here putting points on the board consistently. So I think there was one that said, 2 weeks in a row with 5 touchdowns, 35 and more points. There were several stats that mentioned points or scoring. Those are the ones that have me impressed and excited because, yes, a win is a win and it all counts the same. But when you're blowing people out, it hits different. And when you're consistently putting up points and when people know, you know what, Chicago started a little slow, but they can rattle off 35 like this. It's the defense can hold you and we can score. So it's we have both elements starting to work. So that's what I'm excited about. I like when we put points on the board. I like when we go down the field and we don't have to see Cairo as much. Shout out to Cairo, nothing against him. You know what? I want to bring up Komet because we didn't mention him in the good. And he had a standout game this week with his 2 touchdowns, with him being the backup long snapper. We didn't miss a point after. So definitely Komet had a standout game. Keenan had a standout game with his 2 touchdowns. Swift had a great game. It was so much good. So I don't want to leave them out. The point differential. I'm glad that we are blowing people out. And as we continue to play these better teams, we are going to have to put up points. So I'm excited that we have that potential.
Yeah, I like that you said points too, because being a Bears fan, being a fan of any Chicago team, we're not used to having coherent offenses. We're used to teams that's built like a black and blue type of Rust Belt, a tough, gritty type of team. Defense first, that offense second. That type of philosophy.
Offense third sometimes.
Right, special teams be second. It don't be no offense second. No, it be special teams second.
It's been years when Robbie Golden.
Robbie, Cairo, all of them.
Yeah.
My good were the coaches. The Waldron, Eberflus, the defensive coordinator. I don't even know defensive coordinator name because I ain't had one complaint about the defense all season. Eric Washington. I haven't said his name all season, and I am happy to say that because the defensive coordinator, for one, he had a tough this week. Q, you were concerned on our preview show. You was concerned about the defense because you had all these injuries piling up, but the coordinator had these guys ready to play. They were focused. They were driven. They didn't lack for anything, right? You can tell we were missing pieces. To be honest with you, we had guys flying all over the place, flying to the ball, popping pads. We didn't miss a beat at all with Tyreek Stevenson being out and Brisker being out. Like I said, Tyler Gordon, he was creating havoc like usual. Going on to the offense, Shane Waldron, he continues to call a good game. I'm going to highlight that first touchdown from Caleb Williams. Tiff, you had spoken up with that Cole Kmet. Usually, the play before the touchdown of Cole Kmet, it was a screen of DeAndre Swift. It had some good success. It went to about 5, 6, 7 yards, something like that. But then the next play, it was the same. It was the same play, just a little different. They reversed the field. It was another screen. It was a screen call, but Caleb faked the screen to Swift going on the opposite side of the field. Faked it again to DJ Moore out of the backfield, and that allowed Cole Kmet to get a free release and go right down the seam into an empty spot between the zone because the linebackers crept up and he got right in there. Caleb tossed that ball perfectly without a care in the world. Put on a rope right to Cole Kmet, and he did what tight end's supposed to do, and that's run over safeties. Dragged the other safety for another 7 yards to get into the end zone. And that's the type of stuff that makes me happy. These guys are they're responding to Eberflus, and we saw that last season when the defense took over, when the defense started to tick up after we fired the previous defensive coordinator, whose name escapes me as well, for being inappropriate, and Eberflus took over play calling duties. These guys like these coaches. They are showing up. And that's the type of stuff I want to see. I want to see these Bears return to the Bears that we know that they're supposed to be. I want to see tight ends running through people. I want to see the monsters of the midway. We either gonna go over you with a good offense, or we're gonna go through you. Nothing's stopping us.
Yeah, I think I got to give the coaches their props. I mean, I think like we said last week, we were on them hard when we felt like they were kind of letting us down, but I think we have to show love now. And I have one more good that's a little obscure like that too. Bears fans, that was really like a home game. That stadium was nothing but blue and orange. You know, usually at those international games, you'll see random every team in the book jerseys. But I mean, that was 95% Bears fans. I know a lot of Bears fans traveled over there, and I'm sure there are Bears fans that are there. But I think that pumped the team up too, really having that home atmosphere where the crowd was soundly on their side and pumping them up. I think that did a lot for them too. So shout out to Bears fans that traveled over there or that are in London and came to the game. I think they had a great effect on the team too.
The Bears did Chicago folks did 2 takeovers this season. You was a part of the Houston takeover, and they did a London takeover. That's on my bucket list. I want to be a part of a takeover when the Bears are playing.
We missed our beat. We should have been in London.
I think the Bears playing Germany next year. We'll be there. Check us out. First for the Chicago Sports Fan Channel. We'll be in Germany next year. Stay off of those red light districts, Q.
No promises.
All right.
I make no promises.
That's good enough for me. Usually on these episodes, on our review episodes, the bad takes up a lot of talk. As you see, you've been talking about the good stuff, good vibes for almost half an hour. So let's get to the bad. I should tell you something, that the bad, it ain't that heavy. Yeah, Q. What's your bad, if any, from this week?
We don't have any major bad. maybe my bad for not being in London with the rest of the Bears entourage that traveled. That could be a bad. The injuries. I don't. The one thing that can derail a season that's building towards good is injury. So that's definitely concerning. We knew Briscoe was out early in the week. Stevenson got hurt during practice. Then during the game, Kyler Gordon got hurt. It doesn't appear anything serious. DJ Moore was shutting up, but you want to have all your guys. We're getting towards the middle of the season, and the NFC North is a gauntlet. Unfortunately, the NFC North is tough. We're going to need all of our guys if we're going to win the NFC North, or maybe even compete for the NFC. The NFC could be wide open right now. You saw the Cowboys get spanked badly at home. Throw the whole NFC East out.
Throw them all out. And yet they still get the spot.
The Eagles struggled to beat the Browns. Yeah, I'm really optimistic as a Bear fan. So the only bad is the injuries. I really hope we can stay pretty much injury free. And I love that we're heading into the bye with a win and a chance for Brisker and Stevenson and Gordon to heal up.
Tiff?
I would say my bad was our slow start. I believe they mentioned that the Jags on every single first drive this season, they had given up a touchdown, except against us. Against us, they got a 3-and-out, and they got several 3-and-outs in a row. As a matter of fact, I believe they said we had 7 yards in the first quarter. And it's funny because during the broadcast, they made a lot about the first 15. You know, how Shane Waldron had mapped out the first 15 and how much it had helped Caleb and helped the offense. And that's great. And I'm sure it has. But it was ironic that they continued to talk about that. And the first 15 wasn't hitting this game, okay? Because we were not getting anything going in that first quarter. So I think if I had to throw out a bad, that would be it, because we did have a really, really slow start to the game. And as we get in those more competitive games with those better teams, we don't want to start off that slow. We don't want to give them opportunities to make our defense tired, for them to run up the score on us before we kind of get going. So if I had to pick a bad, along with Caleb's interception, which was not great, I would say the slow start that we had in the first quarter offensively.
Yeah, the starts aren't super
trailed every game. We've trailed every game.
Yeah,
that's a crazy.
I think we talked about this. I think, in fact, not we, you, Tiff, talked about this in the preseason. These slow starts from the Bears when trying to figure this stuff out. And I'm glad you brought that up, because they talked a lot about this 15-play script, right? It ain't something that Shane Waldron likes to do. He likes to call the game as it comes to you. And a lot of teams do the script. But it's not foreign to me that you call the game based on, what you're seeing out there. Kurt Warner, one of the commentators on the game, he made a point to say that, his first playoff game, he knew the first play that they was calling days in advance.
The Super Bowl.
Was it Super Bowl? Okay.
Super Bowl, yeah.
He knew the first play days in advance, so he can visualize how he want to attack whatever defense he saw. And it ended up going for, 50, 60, 70-yard touchdown or whatever. I think there's pros and cons to it. But if he did have, I don't think Shane Waldron had a 15-play script this game, did he?
I think they did.
They did?
The way they were talking, it seemed like they did.
Okay.
But do you all recall that it was a big thing? Was it the Nagy era or the Fox era where they were? I mean, they made the 10-play script a negative thing. Like, so I don't know. Do what works for you. As long as it's successful, I don't care if you script it. Don't script it, because we've seen Bears team in the past where they went with the scripted plays, and it would just be like, by play 6, throw the whole script out, write a new script, because it's awful. So
Right.
I'm not going to make a big deal about Waldron scripting plays or not scripting plays, but I will make a big deal about getting the end zone. Whatever the script is, let it be ending in point.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with them scripting plays because I think the point was it was kind of to give Caleb some kind of base, give him something where he could, again, know what to expect in the beginning of the game, not have to have those butterflies. So I don't have a problem with them being scripted, and I'm sure as he scores, that'll probably go away. But for this game, for them to talk about it so much, the script wasn't scripted because we were not doing anything during the first quarter whatsoever. But again, if it helps him, if it helps the offense feel, settled and ready to go, then I don't have a problem with it. But I just thought it was ironic that they continue to glowingly talk about it and we weren't moving the ball at all in the first quarter.
I'd also like to chime in that when people lose their FanDuel bets, they say the game is rigged and scripted too. Like not just the first 15 plays, the entire season is scripted. And the call from Vegas. The call from Vegas happens. That's on my parlay.
That is very similar. That the refs get the call on the sideline from Vegas. Like, hey,
my thing is there's people that bet on the over just as much as they bet on the under. So why would the call come in from Vegas just to ruin your parlay? Like, just like you wanted this player to go over 50 yards, there were people that bet for this player to go under 50 yards. So they're just calling to ruin your parlay, just your parlay, you and your friend's parlay.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Vegas wants your $40 that bad.
Listen, if they can make tornadoes to take out a specific state, they can definitely make a phone call to ruin your bet, okay? The infamous they.
The powers that
your
be.
research.
The powers that be. On whatever side that you're on, it's always the opposite power that is doing it. But, that's another discussion.
Yeah,
that liberal media.
Yeah. I'm tired.
Liberal media is definitely ruining bets. They ruining bets too.
Yeah, I'm tired of Cobra Commander and the rest of them guys messing up my parlays and messing with the weather.
They busy. The Illuminati be very busy. I hope they take time to eat and drink and their sleep because they be really busy. They got their hands in everything.
Dr. Claw,
everything.
Cut it out.
Knock it off. Why don't you?
Right. All right. So my bad. I'm reaching here. I got a definite ugly, but my bad from this game, the officiating. We're talking about boogeyman, and here's the boogeyman of all sports fans: the officiating.
Definitely sound like one of those guys now.
I can hear this because I didn't feel. I gotta hear it first because I didn't feel it was overly crazy. But go ahead.
No, it wasn't overly crazy. Whatever. There was a couple of calls in which, not calls, but it was a couple of non-calls. I thought some of the hits on Caleb, and he took more hits than he should have. But I think some of the hits on Caleb should have been flagged, right? Q, we I think in our preview, I said I expected Caleb to get sacked less than 4 times. I think he took exactly 4, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And I think some of them were kind of borderline high, and one of them was definitely kind of one of the hits was definitely late. The ball was already out of his hands, and he didn't need to get blasted. But so this is maybe a double bad for something like him. That maybe I've heard critiques, and they're not Bear fans when they say these critiques that Caleb holds the ball too much, and those are not right now. He doesn't really.
First couple games he was. I don't think he's done it in the last.
Oh yeah, of course. The overall body of work hasn't been
right
holding the ball too long, more than the average quarterback. In fact, there's some analytics that suggest that he was top 5 in getting rid of the ball. The Titans game, definitely. He tried to evade Devondre Swift, and that led to that. What was that? 19-yard loss in that game? Was that? Yeah. Should have got rid of the ball there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a small bad for me. I think some of the hits Caleb took were kind of unnecessary and should have been flagged. That's it. That's it for me.
I don't know. I think rookies just don't get that call.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
not
say
saying
that,
they
yeah.
should, they shouldn't, but I think rookies or their first couple years, they just don't get that call. And not to, go on to Justin, but watching the Steelers game, Justin was getting calls that he never gets. So I was like, all right, maybe he's reached that point in his career where they finally gonna give him some of those calls that the older quarterbacks get. So maybe it's just a bias.
Caleb, you know what you got to do. Be nice to those refs. You used to see Jordan buttering up the refs before the game. Tom Brady does it. You got to know how to network.
Mm-hmm.
Be really nice to the refs before the game. Don't be a football player. Be human to them. Ask about the wife and kids. What's going on in their personal life. Ask about the best massage parlors with happy endings. You got to relate to the people.
All right. God, once again, third conversation. I do not have any part in it.
Listen, I'm just being relatable. This is what the people like. I'm not here to judge. Okay. Just ask them how's it going. Okay. You don't have to participate. Ask them how's it going.
How's it going and how you coming?
You might not want to ask how's it coming. They might show you.
Right.
We're living in. We are living 2024 AD after Diddy. So
after Diddy. Wrap it up. And not that kind of wrap this kind of
Tiff just went to church yesterday. She ain't trying to.
As you all should have.
Yeah, Tiffany is devout in her belief system. She has. You do Bible study every day, if I'm not mistaken, right?
And it's amazing that she's able to attend church and watch the Bears game at 8:30 in the morning. Pray. Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Add you all to my prayer list. I will.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Special ones after this. No problem.
Make sure you add both my my nomenclatures, all my names.
No.
I've already done my 10 Hail Marys to Dick Buckets. I've already done my prayers for the week.
Okay, good. That's great. Very, very proud of you.
Thing on the referee thing. Yes, Caleb, you can ingratiate yourself a little bit more to the refs, but also Caleb is a budding superstar. He should get those calls now.
Man, I don't care about
now.
That, man. He's still a rookie, bro. Like, I don't know. Maybe I got to go back and watch the game, but I didn't feel like the officiating was crazy.
Nah, I wouldn't use the word crazy. I'm just saying he's a star. Treat him like one.
I don't think Trevor was getting no calls neither. I don't know. Maybe they just was ready to go.
Trevor's not a star.
The glow and light on Trevor is definitely dimming.
It has, but I mean, once upon a time.
I understand that, but I'm starting to wipe my eyes like this and see Gardner Minshew.
Not with that payday. You're not seeing no Gardner Minshew with that payday. No, sir.
No, you're right about that. You're right. He's not being paid like a Gardner Minshew, but I'm wiping my eyes and seeing a little Matt Jones. I don't know.
They wipe your eyes to see Daniel Jones or something, but
yeah, starting the guy who starts days may be numbered. If Peterson gets fired and they get a new coach and a new staff, somebody can start winning applications with Trevor.
Like $250 million, man. That man gonna be there. He like Deshaun Watson. He is locked in regardless.
And how long is Deshaun locked in?
Oh, Deshaun.
They're trying to get out of that thing.
No, they cannot get out of it. Did you hear the cap cut that they?
They can. They can.
That's not just how they're trying to get out of it. It's not has nothing to do with the cap. That's not how they're trying to get out of that Deshaun thing.
What they're trying to send another.
They're trying to send another.
I bet you he got no morality clause or nothing like that, man. Please.
Everybody has morality clauses in their contract, but the thing with the Deshaun Watson thing, we ain't got to spend too much time on it. They said, and this is in his deal. Tell us everything now, like when you get a proffer, when you're pleading in court. Tell us everything now, because we find out something later. That's not a part of this deal. I mean, I know a little.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
we'll see. I mean, I don't put it past none of them. Certainly to
yeah, I
try.
mean, he just had a new one, and I don't. I'm pretty sure I saw the interview when he said, "No, everything's done. Everything's done." So I don't know. I don't know if you saw how Denver took that hit to get rid of Russell. I mean, the NFL is a monkey see.
This a bigger hit than Russ. I thought it was 100 and some odd million. That one what Russ hit was.
Deshaun has the rest of this season and 2 seasons left under contract. I think it might be 100 total.
No, I don't know. I just heard them talking about it, and they said 100 and something would be the cap hit like next year. I could have misheard, but we don't have to continue talking about Deshaun. But whatever it was unmanageable to be able to. So they said they couldn't even pay Ohio State's roster with the money they would have left, let alone a pro team. So maybe they had the numbers wrong, or maybe I misheard, but I know that's for a fact. They was like, you couldn't even play Ohio State roster with the money they would have left.
It's crazy. We're talking about paying college kids now openly.
And legally.
Good for them. Maurice Claret, add in the mud.
The cap hit from this year, he's still playing, is 27.9. Next year, the next 2 years, the final 2 years of his deal is 72.9. And the contract is void after 2026. So close to 100 million the next 2 years.
We can help them out by taking Myles Garrett, though. If we could do them that favor. Just saying.
We can help y'all situation out. Just send us the reigning defensive player of the year. Nothing too much. Something slight.
Major. We got a little draft capital for y'all. We'll take care of y'all. Y'all gonna need it.
You're gonna need it bad. All right, let's talk about our uglies for week 6. Tiff, you shouted them out as a good. I'm gonna come back down and say, hey, this is the uglies. Bears fans. Yes, Bears fans. And this is my Cut the Crap award for week 6. It's a lot of Bears fans that were calling Caleb a bust before Caleb was even drafted. It's a lot of Bears fans that was calling Caleb a bust in the preseason. It's a lot of Bears fans that was shitting on Caleb throughout, through the first 3 weeks of the year. A lot of you all were saying Tyson Badgett should start. A lot of you all are saying Justin Fields should still be here because Justin Fields better. A lot of you all was, every time after every game, the first 3 weeks of the season, oh, Justin's 3-0. Justin's this, that, and the third. A lot of you all were even saying Mitch was better. But now the tunes have changed. Those same people, and I'm watching you all in these social media streets. I'm seeing you all on Threads. I see you all on Twitter. I see you on Reddit. I see you on Facebook. I'm watching you. A lot of y'all are saying we got one. We got one now. No. Keep the same energy, bro.
Homer in the bush.
Yeah. Don't be like Homer. Don't go in when when shit start looking good and come back out as a rah guy. No, keep that same energy, right? You said he was a bust, right? You didn't want to let nothing develop. You didn't want to let Caleb figure things out as a rookie should, right? You think this is like year 2 or year 3. No, you think this is Bryce Young or something like that. No. You was 10 toes down with him being trash. Stay there. You don't need no wishy-washy. You either bear down or get the hell out of here. Or you either bear down or get your bare ass the hell out of here. How about that?
You bear down or you be bare ass.
Or you be bare. I'm gonna be right in the middle of that one. Although the people that I saw that were anti-Caleb, they're still anti-Caleb. So I don't know. They're the it's only the Panthers. It's only the. So I don't know. I hadn't seen too many guys. If they was against Caleb, then they still on that fence. They may be happy that the team's winning, but that's the point I want to make. I ain't saying you got to be a Caleb stan. You don't. But you can be happy that the team is playing well. You can be happy that he's playing well because he is a very important cog in the team winning. So like that's the part I don't understand. Even if you was pro Justin, anti Caleb, whatever, you should still be happy if you're a true Bears fan that the Bears are doing well, that he's playing well, and that the team is progressing and winning. So you ain't got to come out with the Caleb pom-poms, because again, I'm never coming out with Caleb pom-poms as far as getting jerseys and doing all that, but I'm very happy that he's playing well. I'm very happy that the team is winning. So you ain't got to choose a side as far as you should be on the Bears side. And when the Bears are winning, you should be happy with that. So I'm going to be in the middle of your opinion on that one. But I don't understand Bears fans that they can't be happy. I mean, we've talked about that a million times. If the team's doing good, then, it's only this, and we're going to be the same old Bears soon. If we doing bad, we terrible. So, some fans just never going to be happy. But the team is looking good. Caleb is looking good. And whether you're pro or con Caleb, you should be happy that your team is doing good.
Tiff, how many people do you know personally aren't Caleb fans?
I know only a handful that are staunchly against Caleb. I know more that were more pro Justin. You know what I'm saying? So they wasn't necessarily against Caleb. They was just pro Justin. But I do know a couple people, like there's one person, it don't matter what I post about the Bears, he's going to come on there and say something about Caleb, not looking like he should, or just wait or something like that. So I do know a few that are anti-Caleb. I see them in the sports groups like you guys do.
Is one of those people that are anti-Caleb, is their name Amber?
I'm not. Excuse me. Well, I hope that's not referring to me in my middle name. I've never been anti-Caleb.
I was just gonna ask Tiff, is Tiff the homer in the bush?
Excuse me. First of all, I've never been anti-Caleb.
He's gonna go into that bush and come back out with a 1-8 on her.
Oh, that will never happen. That will never
and
happen.
With her nails already painted. I don't know.
No. Well, first of all, my nails are going to be done because my nails.
Your nails are painted in respect to Caleb.
Absolutely not. But I'm not going to have his jersey, and that's okay. I don't have to have his jersey to cheer for him and cheer for the team.
I will personally get you a 1-8.
And I will return it for someone else. I will trade it in for someone else. Like,
it's a gift.
It's okay.
It's a gift. You got to keep it.
No, that's not how the rules
work. You know what? Yeah, I know how you do gifts. You're right. But
you're going to re-gift it.
That's not how the rules work. We're going to trade that in for somebody else I would rather have. But I am happy. I shout out Caleb every chance I get when he's playing well. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the team.
Well.
The first incompletion, he's a bum.
But that interception, bro, that interception was so blatant. I was like, Lee. I didn't put no status about him, but there were one or two where I was like, bro, what was he seeing? But that comes with the game.
Is another one of those people that you see often doing the most for the Bears, against the Bears, or whatever, is are they on this podcast channel? Is his name H.E.? Is his initials H.E.? I was talking about Harry.
Oh, well, yeah, he was on my status today talking about you're not on Caleb's side yet. I'm like, yeah, I am. He's cool. He ain't got no problem with Caleb. He's straight with me. Just keep progressing, bro, and everything's good.
Okay. The Bears going to the bye week 4-2. Do you have any concerns going into the bye, or anything you want to see cleaned up coming out of the bye?
Concerns going into the bye would be what we touched on already: injuries. Hoping everybody can kind of get well. I think Q said Kyler's wasn't serious. I still hadn't heard what happened to him or what was going on with him. I'm glad to hear that he said that wasn't serious. Him, Stevenson, Brisker, everyone that's kind of on the mend. Hopefully this bye week will be a chance for them to fully heal up, and because we've got, not necessarily the next couple games, but towards the end of the season, it's going to get rough. So we need everybody to be at tip-top condition, tip-top ready to go. So that, and I think we did a lot better with the penalties this past week. But that's always something we can continue to work on and clean up to kind of make sure during the bye week that we're focusing on not shooting ourselves in the foot, not taking great plays off the board, not giving the other team a chance, when we've got them off the field on third down, giving them another chance and things like that. So I think we did a lot better this week with the penalties, but that's always something we can work on during the bye. And again, just making sure everybody is getting healthy.
I concur. This bye week came around at the perfect time. Everybody got hurt. Not everybody, but Tyreek Stevens and Jaquan Brisker. Jaquan Brisker was balling out of control up into that concussion. So hope a speedy recovery to him and Tyreek Stevenson, and whatever's going on with Gordon. I think it may have been a hamstring. It looked like a hamstring. Hope it's not something severe. As you know, hamstrings can, as well as concussions, they can run the gauntlet of severity. But I hope both of them, because Gordon, Brisker, they were having Pro Bowl-ish type seasons. Tyreek Stevenson, as a second-year player, he was coming into his own a little bit. A little handsy still, but you want to see the progression continue. You don't want to see long layoffs and interrupt the progression. So definitely need the bye week to be kind to us in that regard. Coming out of the bye week, we have obviously a big game. Maybe not a big game to the Bears in the overall scheme of things, but a big game for us fans. A lot of people talk about the Offensive Rookie of the Year race with Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams. And to some people, I've spoken about it, Malik Neighbors, he's in the discussion as well. We got the DC Commanders right there in week 8. I want to see us handle business. I don't think the Commanders are a better team than the Bears. I want to see us handle business. I want to see us be prepared. A lot of the times in the last few eras of the Bears, the Trestman era, the Nagy era, the John Fox era, a lot of those times we come out of bye weeks dry, come out of those bye weeks listless. I want to see it. I want to see a new era. In fact, even the first 2 seasons of Eberflus, we come out of bye weeks looking ridiculous. I hope this era is different. I want to see us come out here like we're super prepared, like we had an extra week to prepare for the squad. And I want to see us put boot to ass, belt to ass, turn that some bitch sideways, stick it straight up their ass.
Well, I don't want to say all that, but I think this is going to be a big test for the team. I think, especially to me, this is going to be a big test for Caleb because you got the comparisons with Jaden. So far, Jaden has looked unflappable. I mean, even the game against Baltimore, which ain't no slouches. That was a big stage, with that kind of rivalry of DC and Baltimore. Him and Lamar, Baltimore's defense, they came up short, but they played a pretty good game, Washington. So, I wouldn't put it past them. They got Scary Terry. They've got some decent players on their teams. And I think of the two, Caleb has seemed to be a little more rattleable. So I think, the moment of him knowing this is me against Jaden, air quotes, the Offensive Rookie of the Year, whatever, narrative that's going to be painted. I want to see the team locked in, him locked in and focused, because I think it is going to be a tall task. I don't think Washington's going to lay down by any stretch of the imagination. And like I said, thus far, Jaden has been pretty unflappable. So I think it's going to be a really good game, but I expect the defense to come with everything that they got. Hopefully the O-line is, ready. They've continued to improve. So I do want to, show them some love as well. Miraculously, Nate is not in there, and now they are playing better. So I want them to continue to play better because Caleb is going to need some protection in that game because it's going to be a revenge game for Sweat. It is going to be a revenge game for him. So maybe he'll have a little something extra for Jaden, hopefully. But yeah, I think coming back from overseas, don't have to deal with the jet lag and all of that. We'll have extra time to prepare for Washington. And hopefully we'll be ready for that.
I believe we go to DC to see them, right?
Yeah, we do.
So it's a home game for Caleb.
Quasi, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, game for him too. So that is a little bit of more pressure. Yeah.
I hope that doesn't throw it. I thought that going to London for this young team, young-ish team might be a bit of a distraction, but they showed up. Shout out to the coaches. Shout out to the leaders on the squad. Everybody was prepared to play. So I have no reason to believe that Caleb going back to the crib, Marquez Sweat coming back to the team that drafted him. I have no reason to believe that they will be out of sorts mentally and lackadaisical, not focused, not prepared on the task at hand. Thanks for checking out this latest edition from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Whether you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watching on Twitch or YouTube, do the same. Like, subscribe, share with a friend, hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And to all my homies in Chicago, we say 3 things. Bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team, Jerry.